Yo, what's good? Braden here, and in this video, I'm going to be showing you how I went from my first $49 launch to doing over a $33,000 launch within just 7 months. If you don't know who I am already, my name is Braden. I'm 19, and I'm actually officially not going to college. I was technically on a gap year, but yeah, not going to college now because internet money worked out. But yeah, I do this thing called growth operating where I partner with educational content creators and I basically become the CEO of their business and handle everything for them. So all they have to do is create content and then just make money because I do everything else. So in this video, this is kind of geared if you're an operator or if you're a content creator just trying to learn. I'm going to show you, basically walk you through 5 different launches, what I learned from each of them, and show how I went from my first $49 launch all the way up until launch number 5, doing $33K last month in June. Okay, so let's start back in, this would have been December 2023, my first launch ever, and this was a failed launch. As you can see, $49. This was a creator I was partnered with. His name is Carl Romero. He's an absolute G. He's my OG creator. So shout out Carl, much love to him. So I ended up closing Carl on a 50% profit share, no setup fee. And I was hyped. I actually closed him in person. So I saw he was in Minneapolis. We met up. Oh, I just leaked my location. I actually don't care though. I don't care. So we met up in person. We lifted. We were sitting in the sauna and I was like, hey, what if I just built a business for you and took 50%? He's like, all right, bet. We launched, it was called the Lean Muscle Blueprint, and we charged $49 per month for access. Now, here's what the funnel looked like. It was an IG reel, and basically the offer was just teaching people how to build muscle, lose fat, simple fitness offer. IG reeler story, ManyChat comment CTA for a free lead magnet. So, hey, comment XYZ keyword, we'll send you this free thing. ManyChat automates it. Goes to the IG DMs, then I start messaging them from the DMs. I send them a video sales letter, which warms them up. And then I basically qualify them, make sure they're a good fit. And then I'm like, all right, I think you're a good fit, I send them the about page and then cross my fingers, hope they join. And so I pretty much didn't even launch for this at all. It was very subtle. And yeah, we got 1 sale, which I was honestly really hyped about that. You can see, where is this, John? Right here. My first internet monies. Look at that little boy making $49. But yeah, so basically what I did well was honestly the funnel was pretty good. We were giving out free value. It was smooth. It was just a good proven low ticket funnel and giving free value, giving in public, asking in private. And honestly, for my first time ever writing copy, I think the VSL and the messaging and the offer was honestly pretty fire, okay? Yeah, I think it was pretty good. I think what I didn't do as well though is this creator was not an educational creator. He was just posting the typical gym motivation content, which with a motivation creator, it's very difficult to sell info unless it's basically just like a fan club. Like Alex Eubank, he doesn't provide much educational value, but he can still technically sell info just because he's a G. But most entertainment-based fitness creators, that's why everyone says fitness is ass. It's just because they're entertainment creators. Nobody is following them to solve a problem. Fundamentally, people buy info because they're looking to solve a problem. And nobody in this guy's audience was problem aware. They're just like, oh, I like watching motivational content, right? And then on my end, I pretty much built up no hype. There basically wasn't a launch. It was one story CTA. We did a couple, but yeah. So that was the first launch, did $49. Him and I ended up parting ways. And then my second failed launch was with Mr. Etele. He's a Romanian G. He's 15 now. He just turned 15. Him and I are still boys to this day as well. We'll be talking a lot. But yeah, basically with Etele, what happened, we made $150 and then refunded it. because honestly, I was just really stupid. And this was in March, so this wasn't even that long ago. But we were talking, and so like what his actual transformation was that we were gonna sell was theme pages. He made money with theme pages. And I don't want to dive too deep into the personal stuff because there is some personal stuff. But anyways, he didn't want to do theme pages. And then he's like, hey, what if we taught growth operating and content creation? Because you're a growth operator, I'm a creator, da da da. So that was our offer, which was honestly stupid because I didn't have enough like social proof yet to be an operator, you know, or to teach growth operating. I had barely gotten any results. So it was honestly stupid to even launch that offer. And yeah, I'll get more into that in a second. But anyways, our funnel is pretty similar. It's just IG reel or story. Just, hey, we're launching this new thing. DM us for it. IG DM, send a VSL, send an about page link, and cross the fingers. And what I did well was basically nothing. Like the whole thing was just kind of ass. For one, it's hard to sell info with a kid. Like nobody, it doesn't matter how, like Ettila is a G and there, like he does have info to learn for people to learn from, but him just being a 14-year-old, nobody really like trusts that. As well, it's unethical to sell info for a transformation that you yourself haven't 100% achieved. So like what info is it's just selling a transformation from someone's current situation to their desired situation. And most of the time with a creator, the prospect views their current situation as the creator's past situation. And the prospect's desired situation is where the creator is now. So they believe the creator can get them there. And so for me, for example, I was going to be like a coach inside the program teaching growth operating, which is just like so stupid because I basically had gotten 0 results with it. And he was going to teach content creation, which he's good at, but there's no like transformation. There's no like make money with content creation or anything like that. It was just content creation. And then also, another thing, you need to provide value throughout a launch. For us, it was mostly just like asking and no giving. Selling to kids is ass. Like 90% of the kids in the DMs were like literally half the kids who I talked to on market research were like 11 to 13 years old. And so I talked to them, they're like, yo, how can I get in for free? But what was crazy is his audience, these were like 11, 13-year-old kids trying to escape the matrix, but they were like so hardworking and disciplined. It was crazy. Anyways, that's besides the point. And then as you can see, there's a bunch of mistakes. I spent way too much time building a product and we didn't even end up using it. So that's like a common rule of thumb. You never want to build and then sell, because if you spend a bunch of time on something and then you sell it, you don't even know if people are going to care about it. So you want to sell access, figure out what people want, and then build a product, okay? Now we get on to failed launch numero tres, which is a current creator I'm actually partnered with, and who we've made over 60K since March. So it's pretty fire. But the first launch was ass. Okay, first launch we did $800, just selling a low ticket community. Right now it's priced at $37 a month. Back then it was priced at $49 a month. And it was honestly pretty similar CTAs. IG story, direct to offer link, send people to the about page and cross your fingers that they buy. Again, this funnel was honestly trash. This was stupid. Like the only reason we made $800 is just because the creator was a goat. Like there's basically 0 preparation for this launch. This launch was ass, as you can see. The only thing that I did well was good trend identification and quick action. So I saw that somebody did very well in this niche. So I spammed outreach, got one of the best creators in this niche. And that's literally the only reason why this launch did well. Other than that, I completely sucked. Like the creator is a G, I just sucked. Basically, there's no hype built up for the launch. I spent a ton of time helping the creator build product, and most of the product people didn't even care about. Also, we barely even promoted it. That was partially on my end, but also the creator had this fear of promotion because he didn't want to be called a fake guru. That was a limiting belief we had to overcome together. But yeah, if people don't know about your stuff, they're not going to buy. As well as it's hard to sell straight off link on IG stories because there's barely any trust, right? It's way easier to sell either through YouTube because people are sitting like face to face with you for a long period of time. So they're building that trust, or through the DMs again, because there's more trust. All right. So that's failed launch numero tres. At this point, I'd done less than $1,000. And by this point, I'd been in online business for like 8 months, I believe. And then come to the very first successful launch. And I made 11.3K in 5 days. And it honestly felt unreal. I still remember that. Low-key, the first $49 was a better feeling. I still remember this feeling. This was insane. First internet money was crazy. But the first 10K was pretty fire as well. I remember adding that up on my calculator and being like, holy shit, 10K. 10K in 5 days, no less. So what we did for this that was so different than all the other launches is we sold mentorship. Instead of a stupid little low ticket community for $37 a month, we sold one-on-one access to the creator for $3,000. So just one client makes you 3K. Just 4 clients makes you over 10K. That means you only need 4 clients a month to make 12K a month. Way, way easier to get 4 clients than it is to get, I don't even know how many, like hundreds and hundreds of clients to get to 10K per month low ticket. Now, the only difficult part about this is you have to actually hop on a call with somebody and convince them to spend $3,000. All right, so that's the hard part. But let me show you how I did it. So first, we do an IG story direct to offer DM CTA. Then in the DMs, have a setting conversation. Just DM them from the creator's point of view. Hey, qualify them, ask them some conversations, make sure that we can even help them. Assuming that they are a good fit and we can in fact help them, we send them a booking link. They book a call. After they book a call, a VSL pops up. I wrote that VSL. It's actually a banger Google Doc VSL. And then I just like triage call them before the call, warm them up, send them a sales asset that warms them up even further. Then I take the actual call, go through a typical sales process, see where they are, where they want to go, if I can help them, show them how I can help them, and then pitch. And so I ended up closing 10 people on split pays. So even though this is 11.3K cash, to this day, we've probably made like 20 to 30K from this just because of the recurring, because of the split pays. But yeah, so here's what I did well. My first launch that I actually did well, I just followed a proven framework. Like, the thing is, if you're going to be selling info, you better know what it's like to pay for info. And I've spent, I think, 20K on mentorships and programs and stuff like that. And for this program specifically, I bought somebody's stuff for 6K and then I got a 2x return in like my first week. Shout out Yusuf Lashwell, he's a G. Growth Accelerator is fire. Also shout out Creator Accelerator, Eddie and Brady are fire as well. They both helped me out a ton. And William Brown. Low-key, William Brown's mentorship wasn't as good, but he's still a G as well. I've spent tens of thousands of dollars on info. And for this, I just followed a proven framework that someone else had used to make money, and I use it myself, and it worked. And by the way, me plugging those guys, I don't sell any of my own shit. I just am like dropping free value. And the only thing I sell is just my creator's info. I don't sell any of my own info, just to be clear. But yeah, another big thing I did well is I took massive action with not much of an idea of what I was doing. And that's honestly the best thing to do, is just take action and learn from fucking up. Like, really the only way to learn is by doing. No amount of preparation is ever gonna make you ready enough, you know? I mean, it will, Like prep, don't get me wrong, prep is really important, but at a certain point, you just need to take the leap and stop worrying. Another thing that was huge W, I made my creator money. So after this, now he listens to me and now we're on the same side. And so now it's way easier to make more money moving forward. Now he'll actually promote stuff and do stuff that I tell him to, which is huge W. Another big thing we did well is we sold access to the creator first, sold one-on-one calls, sold more group calls, figured out what people needed, and then we built a program so that we could better cater to those needs and help them. Another thing is we only sold 10 spots. So then we closed access off early. That kept demand high. People are like, damn, I wish I would have gone in. And you best believe we're like documenting that demand. We're showing how many people DM'd. We're showing like, all right, spots are filled. And then once people started getting results, we were just spamming the store with results. So honestly, a lot of things went very well. Like honestly, this was a very, very good launch. For my first high ticket launch, everything went very, very well considering. And then lessons I learned, these honestly aren't that big, but I should have spent more time memorizing the sales script. I was actually really fucking nervous. I was low-key like shaking on these calls. I was really nervous because like your first time asking someone to bust out their credit card and pay you $3,000, man, I was getting nervous. Another thing, don't get attached to the sale. I remember one day I took 10 sales calls. My mental, I only closed, I think 1 or 2 of them. My mental was so low. I like hated that shit. So like don't get too attached to the sale. Third one, refund guarantees are stupid. Our product's really good, so nobody's asked for a refund. But even then, it just attracts the wrong type of person who's like, I'll try it out and see if it works for me. All right. Now that brings us to our 5th and final launch that we did last month. We did 33K in June, record month, super fire. And that, it was a great way to end off my 18th birthday, or I was turning 19 actually, I'm 19 now, but made 33K as an 18-year-old. Nice little stroke for my ego. But yeah, for this one, we sold mentorship with the program we had actually built out. And we leveraged YouTube, which is my creator's biggest platform with the most trust, right? So what we did is IG story or YouTube link in description, send them to IG DMs, which is stupid, by the way. Never send people from YouTube to IG DMs. Just do straight book a call. I learned that the hard way. But anyways, direct to offer, same thing. This time I had an appointment setter setting in the DMs for me. They send a booking link, book a call, VSL pop-up after. I made the VSL a little bit better. And then this time I had a closer who was taking the calls for me. As you can see, a lot went wrong. Even though this is like on paper my best launch, this was arguably, this one was actually 100% worse than this launch. Like we could have done, or we should have done 50K plus. It was just a skill issue on my end, right? So let me break it down. What I did well is I did what had already worked. I just did more of it, right? If something's working, just do more. A lot of people in entrepreneurship, they're always like enamored by the shiny new thing. Just do more of what's already working. So that's what I did well. Number 2, since I'd already built trust with my creator, by this point, I could post on his stories, which was fire because it allowed me to actually it allowed me to just cook more, allowed me to go crazy, build up more demand, get people to take the CTAs more. So yeah, that was W. And then I also hired things out. So I had more time to focus on higher leverage tasks like writing copy, emails, VSLs, restructuring the funnel, managing the team. So that was good to hire out. However, I hired out wrong, right? Never hire a closer below 50K a month because it's hard to get real talent below 50K a month because your closer needs to eat. So my closer is a G, but he's still newer and he wasn't as good as he could have been. And as well as that, I barely onboarded him. Like the onboarding process was shit. So he's doing a bunch of things wrong. And I also didn't watch any of his calls. And I realized he was pitching refund guarantees. He was doing random deposits, getting people in the program for like $500, which I was like, hell no, don't do that. But I mean, again, partially that's on my end because I didn't onboard properly, right? So like when you're hiring talent, hire slow, fire fast, have a good onboarding, and actually have an incentive to hire good talent, right? Okay. Another thing, your business will break, then you have to rebuild. Every business grows to its natural constraint. Last month we did 33K. This month we're already 20 days in. We'd probably only done 10 or 15K, right? So, which isn't bad by any means at all. It's not bad. But what I'm saying is our business grew, a bunch of shit broke, and then we kind of went back down. So like business is spiky. You're not always going to be on consistent growth. And so that's what's different than like a regular job is you just get the same paycheck all the time. For business, it's very spiky. You could be at 0. Then for me, I went up to 33K. Now I'm going back down to like 10 or 15K. So yeah, I'm back in like build grind mode right now. And money comes and goes, so never get comfortable. Like you always need to be on your guard. You could lose everything tomorrow, right? But what stays with you are the skills you build and the social presence you build as well, which is why I'm building my social presence. But yeah, I hope you learned some gems from this. I know this was just like a long ass yap, 21 minutes, but it was still fun. And it's fun to revisit my stupid ass adventures, bro. My first $49. It's cool to see that. But yeah, lock in. I'll see you in the next one.